Hey, brought to you live, recorded from OKC, the O Factor. Now, we have Trace and Big Curtis right here to give you your college tips. I'm just saying. Welcome to the O Factor.
Oh, that was outstanding. Here you go. Here you go. Here, I gotta give you a hand. Woohoo! That was outstanding.
Good
Might have
job.
to have you on the show one day. Well, hey, all right, Curtis. Hey, this is our
How you
first
doing?
share. Hey, our first show. Just want to say we're not political at all. We're here to have a good time, talk about college football. Want to talk about the prop. First thing I want to say is this. Football is not as important as we've all been praying for the people on the southeast coast. And we know a lot of games have been canceled. The East Carolina against Vatech, and looks like NC State and West Virginia. We just praying for those people and their families. God be with them and be safe. Want to talk about hey, how about? Yeah, I ordered a big Ohio State helmet as well. But this big OU helmet came in, and the air's blowing up into it. But I gotta tell you. I felt kind of like a moron for a little while because I got it out and I tried to get it working, and the dang thing just kept sucking. It wouldn't blow air into it. It just kept sucking and sucking and sucking. And then finally, I figured out why. Because it had a dadgum Texas sticker on it. And when I took the Texas sticker off, it quit sucking and it finally started blowing air into it. And so, we got it working finally. And so with that being said, we're just here to have a good time. And speaking of good times, here's Big C.
Well, how are we doing today? We're here to discuss college football, and it's one of our favorite things. We talk about it all of the time, and we want to go through some of the games that we can see here. That we want to make sure that y'all understand. Bryce Love is out for Stanford. He won't be at this game. So if you're going to look at that game, make sure you note that. The quarterback from Duke and the cornerback starting are both out. And also the wide receiver and safety are questionable. You got to look at those things. Note these things because if you're betting on these games, these are definitely going to help you. Okay, also, looks like the Iowa State quarterback is questionable. When you're looking at how Oklahoma is going into Ames, and they're looking at a revenge game against Iowa State. Hopefully you're going to get that quarterback. That one that's supposed to start is the one that you want to play against, because that's you want to play the best team that you're able to play, and especially when you beat them down like Oklahoma's going to do this week. So we're looking at this game, starting at 11 o'clock in Ames, Iowa. By 2 o'clock, everybody in Ames is going to be shaking their heads, wondering what the heck happened. Because Oklahoma's going to come in, they're going to roll, and if Kyler Murray has his way about it, it'll be 45-10. Check it out, 45-10. All right, your favorite game of the week. Your favorite game is?
My favorite game of the week, 5-star lock of the week. Look, hey, this week I got more 5-star locks than any other week. Early in the week, it's easier to pick games than later on in the season. And so I don't always make the Buckeyes my 5-star lock of the week. Matter of fact, very seldom do I. But
Good job.
let me just tell you about this week. So this week, the Buckeyes been playing in the rain the last 2 weeks, and they've scored more points than anybody in the country. That defense is phenomenal. Probably got the best defensive end in all of college football in Bosa. They started out as a 12-point favorite. They quickly moved to 13.5-point favorite. That means all the smart money in Vegas is coming in on Ohio State. They're going to be playing on a clean track in Jerry's World. I look for Ohio State to make a statement. They feel disrespected. They feel us against the world type thing. This is the last time they're going to be playing without Urban Meyer. They're going to go out and win by 3 touchdowns, 21 points, 5-star lock of the week. I'd bet the house on it, except I never bet my house because I don't really like living in a shack.
You know, I have to agree with you on this one because truthfully, I look at their quarterback in Haskins, and he is one of the best long ball passers in the game. He doesn't just zip it; he throws it in and lets his receivers run under it. And he's probably one of the very best at reading who's open, who's not. You know, he doesn't hit them, you know, to where they have to slow up. He hits them in stride.
Yes, sir.
You know, and with their halfbacks and their defensive line, I look at this as a 3 or maybe even a 4 touchdown win for Ohio State. So, who do you have as your next pick?
Well, my next pick, we kind of talked about a little bit. The Duke, Curtis touched on Duke. Duke, they've been playing outstanding. Look, they've covered the first 2 weeks of the year. No one expected them to do that, but they lost their starting quarterback. They've also lost their number one cornerback, and their wide receiver, or is it their best wide receiver and their best safety is questionable. They may or may not play, but without their quarterback and their cornerback, they're not going to beat Baylor. Baylor is going to beat Duke. That is another 5-star lock of the week. You can just take them and take that all the way to the bank.
Okay, my favorite upset of the week. I'm looking at the LSU game.
Oh yeah.
Auburn is favored by 10 points. To me, LSU has looked excellent with their new quarterback transfer out of Ohio State. They're putting up big numbers. I think Auburn needs to bring their A game just to stay in the game. I look at LSU winning 14-7.
Well, hey, we're not going to agree every week, but I got to agree on that game as well. LSU is one of the best defenses in the country. You mark that down. They got dudes on that team. They always got a good defense, and now they got a quarterback and a little bit of an offense. They don't need a big offense. They just need a little bit of an offense.
True.
And that they do have. So I don't know if they're going to upset Auburn, but it's going to be a ball game. They will not lose by 10.
Yep. Okay, our next game we're looking at Houston and Texas Tech.
Yeah.
The game to me is easy to pick. I mean, when Houston ran into Arizona last week, being 45 to 18, something like that, you know, and then you look at Texas Tech. They scored 77 points on Lamar, but you know, Lamar is not a top 5 program, and you just got to look at Houston coming in with one of the best defensive linemen in Oliver, giving Texas Tech all they can handle. I'm looking at the upset this week, Houston beating Texas Tech 35-14.
Well, I can't believe you disrespected Lamar like that. Lamar, you know, they can beat most high school teams.
Well, maybe.
No, hey, Houston did. They made Lamar look bad last week. Texas Tech made Lamar look bad last week. Houston made Arizona look bad last week. But most high school teams can make Arizona look bad last week. Listen, Sumlin is no good. He's trash, and I'm sorry. And I know, listen, I told you, we're not political. He got fired from A&M. Arizona's been beat by BYU. He got crushed by Houston. Sumlin will not have that job long. Hot seat, Satan might be coming up warming that seat up. That's all I got to say about that. Sumlin won't be there long. So, I don't know if Houston's going to beat Texas Tech. This in-state rival game, Texas Tech going to put up a lot of points. Actually, I think Texas Tech might get Houston, even though Oliver's a dude. He's a man-child. We're going to double-team Oliver. We might even triple-team Oliver. We feel if we can keep Oliver out of the backfield, we can beat Houston.
Okay, here's the next game we're going to talk about. That's going to be the Oklahoma State against Boise State.
Oh, love it.
This is going to be a tight game, and I think everybody understands it. Both offenses are putting up good numbers, and we think it'll be an entertaining game to watch. But I'm thinking, and I hate to say this, but I think Boise State could come into Stillwater and upset the Pokes.
So, all you Oklahoma State fans up there, I know you can put your guns up just like this. You keep doing this, and we got another first down. Well, it won't be against Boise State. I'm here to tell you, better just hoster them suckers, because Boise State's coming in to upset Oklahoma State. That's a fact. You can just count it. This is their toughest game. Look, I know you got a good team. I'm not saying that. But Boise State, this is their toughest game of the year. This is their everything. If they can win this game, they're going to go undefeated the rest of the season, and they're going to claim a national championship the same way Central Florida did. This means everything to them. It don't mean quite as much to Oklahoma State. Boise will upset Oklahoma State, so just holster them guns.
Yep. Next upset of the week. I'm looking at Army and Hawaii. Hawaii, man, you've got a nice quarterback in McDonald. He's putting up great numbers. You've shown it for the first 2 games that you can score. And Army, you're running that triple option offense, same thing that Navy does, and Hawaii has already beat Navy, and they're coming in to get you too. So looking at Hawaii upsetting the Army team by at least 8. So we're going to look at 22-14.
Not so fast, my friend.
Not so fast.
Here's the deal. Hey, Hawaii has practiced all off season against the triple option. They made Navy look like Navy.
They like Navy.
But here's the thing. Army is Army. Hawaii's probably better than Army. But Hawaii has to travel all the way to Army. The game's at 11 a.m. Eastern, and that's 06:30 in Army time for Hawaii. That's just like playing at 6:30. Those guys ain't used to getting out of bed that early. I've been to Hawaii. Their signs say, hey, open at 9, maybe 10, maybe back at 11. They're just not used to that. They're not going to be ready to play at 06:30 in the morning. So I just can't put my pesos on Hawaii, even though they are the better team.
I totally understand that. Okay, do we have any teams you want to talk about?
Yeah, I want to talk about another game. Listen, here's the deal. Wisconsin always puts up a lot of points, but you can go back and check your stats. Wisconsin's playing BYU. BYU is trash. They're terrible. They beat Arizona. You know what I think of Arizona. But Wisconsin, so when they're better than another team, they always run the ball. It's going to be under in the first half. They're going to plod along. They got these big 350-pound linemen, and they're going to plod along, and at halftime it's going to be 17-3. It's going to be 20 total points scored. So bet the under in the first half in the Wisconsin-BYU game.
There you go. And that's our program?
Well, no. Got two more things. Actually, I just had a hot flash that came across on the computer I want to talk about. But first I want to say this. So all the games canceled. Virginia versus Ohio, they actually moved their game. Vanderbilt stepped up. They're playing on the road. They allowed Virginia and Ohio to move their game into Vanderbilt Stadium in Nashville, Tennessee, and they're giving away free tickets. So if you're in Nashville, Tennessee, I encourage you to go to that stadium, support those two teams with those free tickets, buy a hot dog and a beer, and just relax and watch that game. And pray for those on the southeast coast. But I got to talk about this, Don. I mean, this is serious stuff here. I'm going to have to read this. So they might cancel the Michigan game. I guess Michigan was practicing, and they found all this white powdery substance. This is true. They called in the bomb squad. I mean, this is on the practice field. And the bomb squad come in. I mean, they had to evacuate the whole campus. And after the bomb squad looked at it, it looks like, it was just the goal line. They're not used to seeing that. So, never mind. I guess that was a false alarm. That's our show. We'll see y'all next week.
Wow.
I love it. We're going to do this every week.
Yeah. How about it?
Wait till, hey, your exercise heifer interrupted your program.
Hey, we trashed a couple programs, didn't we?
You can't say trash. You gotta be politically correct.
I know what
Even though you said you're not. Because this is what
we
YouTube
said
does.
trash. We said trash. We didn't cuss.